All right. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Fuck. I am tired. I'm tired. It was a long night, long morning, and a lot to get through today. I was so tired that I was even asleep, missed 90% of cap space. I know Kyle was up there. A lot of shit on the timeline this morning about stonkbrokers and CLOCKIN. So we're going to dive right into it because, yeah, I was awake. I did stay up for this launch last night. I'm sure I missed, like I said, a lot of good takes and a lot of things, but I was right back up at 5:30. I think I went to bed a little bit after 2, then woke back up at 5:30 and then laid back down for like an hour and a half. And then, yeah, I was cooked. Kenny, GM, sir, what's cracking?
Yo, what's good, G's? What's good? What's good?
Nothing. Just trying to get my bearings here.
Yeah, bro, running on fumes today.
Running on fumes. Yeah, and I have a very busy day. We have football games to get to. We have a lot of stuff going on IRL today. So I had to get a fucking power nap in. Otherwise, I was just going to crash. So, yeah. But Either way, let's get into it. An idiot, are you with us, sir?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good
I
morning.
also am just running behind, man. I woke up late. I'm frantically running around. I'm on my way into the stream right now.
Yeah.
I was on Captain's space. Usually by the time I was talking on his space, usually I'm in the front yard playing with the dogs, but I was still trying to get the kitchen cleaned up and get coffee made, man. Up till 1 o'clock last night, even later, maybe 1:30. And then, man, my puppies, man, they wake me up all night. So I overslept a little today, but we're here. We made it.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, bro, I'm going to make myself a rule. If a token or something does not launch before my normal bedtime, then that's it. That's it. I'm going to stick to my routine. I'm going to do what I do. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just, that's the only one turnoff. It's like everything launches so fucking late. And I think if you're going to send something, you send it at like 8 in the morning Eastern, or you send it by, if you want to appease everyone in Europe, sorry, Australian friends, Greeny and fucking Craig, but you guys are the minority and you're going to just have to wake the fuck up in the middle of the morning.
Yeah, we know how Jesus feels about minorities.
Yeah, fucking power to the people. Let's go. But what I'm saying is, like, send it during normal times, during normal. So yeah, if at any point, I'm just gonna end up not participating until I wake back up.
No, I understand. I mean, we are certainly have implicit bias, right? But I gotta say, even though it does benefit me, East Coast time zone is kind of the optimal sweet spot where you can still catch a lot of Europeans in the evening, and the West Coast might have to get up a little early, but it's the most reasonable time zone for what is at least generally the group that we interact with all the time. Now, granted, there's a whole Asian market, but man, they're trading coins with characters I can't even read. I don't know how many Hong Kongians were looking to buy CLOCKIN. I'm sure there was a lot.
Yeah,
but a lot of people got cooked. I know a lot of European. Dude, I was reading the comments on that last tweet last night. People were so mad about the time.
I know. Oh yeah.
Things.
Yeah. The time. The time was jacked up. Now, looking over here, it looks like he's changed the time frame on this. It's not glitching. It's not doing anything. Yesterday, that was a lot further out than 1 day and 5 hours, right?
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be 100 hours. And it was a few days, right? I didn't do the math on what 100 hours is.
Well, it was 4 days and some change last night. So
they sped it up. I think that's good. To be honest, hot take, and this is definitely in hindsight, right? But I think they should have just opened the platform to everybody and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah. So
let markets market.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get into it. The coin launched last night, ended up launching around 101. We were sitting waiting for this coin. It immediately opened, 99% tax. You could see the 99% tax, but there was also a timer that was set below it. You could see the timer, and it was kind of like right over here in this area where my mouse is. And
by the way, I don't want to break my arm off, pat myself on the back, but who was the one in the Discord that noticed the badge on the coin to begin with and noticed the timer?
Well, we knew the badge was going to be there. That Simple Farmer already announced.
The question was who noticed?
I'm guessing you did. I don't remember because I'm still tired.
Buddy. That's right, an idiot.
But either way, there was a timer there, and that timer showed that it would drop to 33%. I didn't think that you could set a timer for that. That was pretty interesting because, like, I'm looking at it right here, and if I go to start a fucking coin at the presets, the only thing you can do is set the window length, and it showed a 99% tax at the beginning. But you guys, somebody said that in Captain Space, he said, well, the 99% wasn't even supposed to be visible. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he definitely said that, but
yeah. Well, then he said it. I mean, if
he definitely said it. But I get it. The rest of the thought was, we've seen these coins come off a safe Launchpad before, and you could always see the percentage tax. So I don't.
Yeah, but I'm
Maybe
saying
he
the
thought the
timer.
countdown wasn't going to be there. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know if he
well-
meant the timer or the
Was it
99%.
that 99 wasn't supposed to be visible, or the
That's
33
what I was
wasn't
told,
supposed to
that the 99% was not supposed to be visible. But like, why even have that timer there? Yeah, the 33%, talking to some other people, I think was the fucking problem. The coin with this much hype, and you only have a 750K bonding curve for a coin this hype. It should have been 99%, or if you're going to do 33%, have the fucking bonding curve at like 3 to 4 mil. There were thousands of people trying to buy this coin, especially at that time of the night. Like, that was a lot of people, bro. And I think if they would have had the bonding curve a lot higher, this would have never happened. But then, people still would have been aping, and you still would have seen the bots. You can't stop snipers. They're going to snipe whether it's 99% or if it's at 33%. But I don't know. I see in Simple Farmer in the in some of the chats saying that he advised 99% and a higher bonding curve to protect the integrity of the coin. That's the way that I think it would have worked out to be a little bit better. I'm not a tokenomics guy. What the fuck do I know? But if Simple Farmer, the architect of all this, says that, then I mean, I have to kind of go with the flow of what he's saying there.
Well, look, I mean, we're not devs, but we have watched, I don't know, at this point, what, thousands of coins bond across the last few years and seen how things move. I mean, there has been a lot of precedent for, coins launching through a bonding curve, but I just, man, I told Old City this in the last space, like in Captain Space, I would have really liked to have seen the 99% degrading by 1% per minute tax applied. And I completely agree with you on the market cap, the
bonding
top
curve.
end of the bonding curve. Yeah, that should have been higher.
Yeah. Simple Farmer put out a post this morning talking about some improvements to the UX UI, some things that he's going to be doing as far as the LPs and whatnot there. But he did say, my opinion is and always has been that all strong launches should use a 99% anti-snipe deployment with fair bonding market cap. As more teams use these tools, more data will be available, and we will show this data on our analytics section so that teams can use this to serve as recommendations for successful, fair, and safe launches. So, in hindsight, the team's going to say, no, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. It is what it is at this point. The token's launched, it's sent, the sentiment is what it is. The people that missed fucking Stonkbrokers are going to grave dance. The KOLs are going to try and get as much engagement. I'm not going to give it very much more airtime. I didn't sell at the very fucking top. I woke up this morning, I was still like $70 up. I sold my position. If it goes down even further, maybe I add some back. Just for, I guess, the culture side of it, but I want to see what the team fucking does. So they gotta really lean into this meme and really work it, and they can't ride off the momentum just because the name of the coin is CLOCKIN. It doesn't officially have nothing to do with Stonkbrokers, but it is a meme coin on the Launchpad, and that's about as close as of a connection that there is. I was hoping it would
verify project badge. There is a little bit more of a connection, right?
And I get it. It's a verified meme coin that the team knows, or that Stonkbrokers team knows. But beyond that,
the first verified meme coin too. Yeah,
but beyond that, it's not an official meme coin of Stonkbrokers.
Correct.
So that's my point, is what I'm saying. So for me, my focus is, how can I help the Stonkbroker NFT community and the brand? And then how can I also help push forward the objectives that Simple Farmer is putting out towards all NFT holders or token holders to earn some community rewards for my efforts. So yeah, I mean, like I said, the play was the play. Hopefully a lot of people didn't get wrecked, but we'll see what the outcome is. But
people shouldn't have gotten too wrecked. I just think it didn't go as well as people wanted it to go, right? I mean, I bought as soon as I could. I mean, I was frantically clicking buttons. I'm down a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, I didn't sell, I held it. I have my negative opinions of how it went, but ultimately I do think that there is a big community in the stockbroker ecosystem that's bought this coin and is going to hold it and going to bull post it. And so I'm going to hold it and see how it goes, man. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the, I mean, I say this all the time. I've said this on Cap Space. I've said this in here a bajillion times. I try to keep my negative opinions in a format like this where they can be fleshed out and in context. I don't really like all the negative tweets and stuff. I don't think it's doing anybody it's not helping anything, right? I mean,
no,
it's
not at all.
Trying to dunk on stockbrokers is like, I mean, you should be. I want everything to win. I want everybody to win, and whether I've got exposure or bags or not, man, I want everything to just be giant red or giant green candles, man, because that's what's going to bring more people into the space. So, like, I don't know. I think people just looking for clout or whatever to be negative about something and try to grift engagement. I think that's gay and retarded. Anyway.
Yeah, 100% people are just trying to get engagement. The next Trump tweet or whatever, people will change their whole entire lineup of fucking threads coming out. So we'll see. We stay active, we stay fucking clocked in.
I'll put my 2 cents in on it real quick. I try and look at things objectively, and theoretically, I understand why they may have chose to go the 33% tax rate because, they wanted to make it a little bit more accessible to like the trenchers to where you're not getting taxed as much as if you were trying to bid at 95, the 95th minute or 94th minute. Unfortunately, the reality is these snipers, when they see a 33% tax as opposed to a 99, they're just going to up their bribe and make sure that they fill. And because it was such a low market cap to bond, they could bump up their bribes to make sure they get the first fill and just slam it, right? I mean, obviously, you look at the top wallet made $250,000 in profit, and that was within the first 10 minutes of the launch. It was already up $250K. So theoretically, I understand why they did it. Unfortunately, the reality is the snipers are going to win these battles every time. We have no shot against the snipers, right? Because they have the bot set up, they have the high bribes to get their transactions to go through first. So, it's one of those, in theory, it may have sounded like it could work, but unfortunately it didn't work out. And that's the way the cards kind of fell. Now, granted, there was a lot of volume. Look, 8.9 million volume. The coin's been out for 10 hours. So, I mean, it's been heavily traded. Go compare that to other top meme coins as far as volume goes. It's right up there with the top 10 on 24-hour volume, and we're only 10 hours in. So, I mean, obviously heavily traded. People wanted exposure to this coin. And I think, at these levels, I think there's upside to it. I do think that they're going to put in the work. Obviously, a vetted team. These guys are from Bored Apes. They're legit, So I think there is upside to it at these levels. But yeah, it's just, it's a tough situation because the snipers are going to snipe regardless of the tax, right? It just gave them a bigger opportunity to really just up their bribes and just slam this thing at 33% because they were going to get the fill and they were going to be able to, dump it as soon as they could. Yeah. But I do think in the long term, CLOCKIN has some upside potential to it. I think the content's great. I think the whole meme around CLOCKIN goes hand in hand with the stockbroker ecosystem. So we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it does have longevity because if stockbroker succeeds, if Vlad follows, if Robinhood engages, if the U.S. Legalizes tokenized stocks, like all these waves in there's more listings that come and market makers come in. like all these things happen that are positive catalysts for stockbrokers. CLOCKIN's going to just kind of ride on its coattails. So, but the amount of money, like when you look at this one screenshot, the amount of money that they were using to buy into both of these LPs, you have 1 million plus stockbroker, 10.39 ETH, 15 ETH, 1 million two stockbroker. Like it's some fucking insane amounts of numbers of tokens in ETH. So the total between 18 wallets, 51.58 ETH plus 5.28 million stockbrokers. So, a tremendous amount of fucking tremendous amount of ETH. So
and by the way, talking to All City on Cap Space, I got to say he is, whether he's trying to kind of dodge some of it or not, he's taking it. Like he is taking the feedback, right? And he is talking about. I mean, they are going to keep working on it. They're going to be seeking centralized, sex listings and stuff like that. So, I mean, like I said,
get that market cap up, bro, because you ain't getting it with 1.2 million fucking market cap. I can tell you that.
Well, look, man, I'm going to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I think they have a big enough community and enough provenance in the stockbroker ecosystem that
they need to, whether or not they know these people that have these wallets, they might want to reach out and be like, yo, can we take some of them profits and buy the chart back up? I don't know. This is kind of an honor. It's kind of a different situation because now Cap's on this stage. Never, I think maybe one other time in history.
Is that right?
Probably. Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember back. I don't know. We've done well over 1,000 shows, and I don't know.
People are going to be mad too, Cap, because we don't even let other speakers up anymore.
We don't.
So.
We don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Jesus has deemed you a value add, and others do not be a value add.
Bro, the stage was getting so chaotic, Cap. Like, and it would get up to where it's like people making racist remarks, and I'm like, we got done with this a show like maybe 3 weeks ago, and I got into a totally different Discord than Reality Check. And I told the guys, I said, no fucking more. Nobody allowed on stage. I'm switching everything up. We're going straight podcast style, unless it's a founder, unless it's someone that like we really need to have on the stage, or a scheduled guest. No more. We're running an hour, and this is how we're going to do it. And it took some adjustment. We lost some community members because they only wanted to come up and hear their own voice. But everything has grown since then. The show's grown, the numbers have grown, the YouTube's grown. And so I think it was a positive move. Sorry if we made anyone mad, but we can't turn this Reality Check and get sponsors if, we have a bunch of guys up here making, racist remarks and doing dumb shit. So, I
mean, I tend to touch certain rails from time to time, but boys and girls, if you're going to swing for the more questionable ends of humor, you better knock it out of the park. Because if you don't, it's gonna sound sketchy.
No, Kyle's a brand risk at times. But anyways, GM sir, what is crack-a-lackin'? Sorry, I missed your space.
No, good. No, appreciate having me up. I feel honored and like the pressure's on for someone. I posted one or two of these things myself. This is maybe the most pressure packed I've ever been handed the mic. And I'll have to change that. I didn't realize I'd been up that infrequent, but respect for making the change. Real quick on that topic, like especially like with an hour show and ours, like there's pros and cons of both, of sticking to like hey, it's 60 minutes. Here's the show flow. Here's the docket. Here's the things we're going to cover versus the more of like an open-ended show. But as you've experienced, like sometimes like we plan for 2 hours. There's days we'll go for 3 because if you want an hour show, you bring up guests.
Oh, it just
literally runs. One person could take a half hour, and it's easier said than done to manage those guests, manage those speakers. You don't be rude, and sometimes they're adding good value, but it's just they can get long-winded or take you off topic, and it can be a challenge.
Well, the hour premise is to kind of set the tone for days that there's really not a lot going on, because we don't want to waste people's time. There's probably other great spaces and other things that they could be doing. So we don't want to ramble on about dumb shit. So it's like, if we know nobody's coming in, if there's not a lot of things happening in the market, as we get back into more bullish vibes, the show's probably going to go further on than an hour. We've had the last 2 weeks, they've all gone like an hour and a half, if not closer to 2 hours. So And then of course Kenny's always bitching because he can't get to the gym. But then he goes and sits in VC for 2 hours after the show, complaining about why he's not left to go to the gym yet. I'm like, well, fuck.
Full hour and a half of this guy talking about how much of a hurry he's in to get to the gym every day.
Oh my God. Yeah. So, but anyways, what's your outlook here, Cap?
So,
are you holding the bag or what are you doing?
So first of all, the hack there, Kenny, is just go sit in the sauna for an hour. Then you're kind of wink working out while you're not at the gym.
Burning those calories, baby.
Right.
It's all about.
It's good for the heart, they say. My outlook on this is, and we as you mentioned, we did talk to All City and we shared the feedback. We had an open dialogue. I'm also shooting from the hip live, as you can understand. Like, I don't have I attempt to collect my thoughts, but afterward, just putting some more thought to it. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Eddie or Kenny. Like, I do think it was a poorly executed launch on the CLOCKIN team, not STONKBROKERs. The protocol worked exactly as intended. They just made some changes that weren't advised. In fact, advised against, and kind of blew up. But as I said on the show, like, hey, they did something different. They experimented. It didn't go. I don't think it went as well as it would have had it. They just left it at the 99% tax. So it is what it is. But it's a community token led by a community member. Yes, they were verified. The team, verified. Yeah, these are real people. But it wasn't a STONKBROKER launch. It wasn't even a special project. It was a community member launch. And I did pick up like $10, $11, something like that this morning, just so I could have it in my wallet, so it'd pop when I open up OpenSea Mobile and I can keep eyes on it easier. I may add a little bit, but my question is, I don't want to upset people, but can I say something or ask something without people getting big mad?
Bro, you say whatever the hell you want.
Probably not, but who cares, dude?
Yeah, just send it.
Because I've had some back and forth as well with other individuals who are looking at the STONKBROKER ecosystem, and they're almost like considering this like a black eye on STONKBROKERs, on the ecosystem. And I'm like, I'm trying to explain and perspective, like, listen, there's tens of thousands of meme coins that launch a day, and most of them don't even bond. Most of them don't break $1 million market cap. Like, the STONKBROKER product is the infrastructure. It's the technology. It's the tech stack. It's the ecosystem. It's not a meme coin. And there's going to be a lot more meme coins launched. A lot of them, 99.99% of them, are going to go to zero. Like, that's normal. So I guess my question is, because it was a leading meme of the community having a lot of fun with CLOCKIN. They even say, every time I post anything STONKBROKER related, I get dozens of people in my prize STONKBROKER PFP saying CLOCKIN. Who knows where the token goes from here? It could go up. It could go to zero. I don't think the team's going to quit, but not the start they intended. So I'm going to pose this maybe as a hypothetical. So I'm not ruffling too many feathers or upsetting too many people. Hypothetically speaking, let's say 30 days from now, 60 days from now, it bleeds out and the token's at $50,000 market cap.
Yeah.
Does that negatively impact the STONKBROKERs community, the STONKBROKER ecosystem? There'll be other launches by then. There'll be other meme coins by then. But as we know, like, part of the reason CLOCKIN became a meme is it's part of the protocol. You can clock in and help distribute those marketing rewards.
I don't think so. This is not a defining moment for STONKBROKERs. Was it not as successful as what determines success? Everybody walking away with 10K P&Ls. The tech worked. The tech did what it was supposed to do. The team went against the advisement of Simple Farmer, but the tech still did its job. So the infrastructure and the most important thing that's being built here, that is what worked, and that's where the focus needs to be. I seen a tweet from a Bored Ape this morning. I thought I fucking saved it, and it was along the lines of, the more we give this mind share, the more it takes away from what's actually being built for STONKBROKERs. It's going to be one of many, unsuccessful launches. In some people's eyes, it was a successful launch. It just happened to get sniped to death, but no, I do not link these two together at all, because if you've listened to Simple Farmer at any point in the last month, this is not what he's built stockbrokers for. You know, he's built stockbroker, you know, to bring innovative tech, to use RWAs as a part of the tool, you know, within the ecosystem. And meme coins are just part of the culture. You have to have them. You know, would it have been better? Yeah, I do think stockbrokers need several meme coins to run on their Launchpad if they want people using the Launchpad. But the Launchpad, bro, is just, it's another piece of the flywheel. It will find its legs. It will grow. I asked ChatGPT how many meme coins actually bond on Pump Fund. May and June of 2026, 0.2%. June 23rd through July 19th of this year, 1.7%. Late July after the boost thing, 4.7%. That was a 4-day average. Peak day in July, 6.7%. So the May-June figure comes from a study of 832,941 launches where only 0.198% graduated. Roughly 1 out of every 500 coins. So, and that was the argument, because Kenny was even looking at the Launchpad and he's like, well, look at all these coins. Nothing's even, this got this and this got that. I said, bro, I could go on Pump Fund right now and show you pages and pages and pages of coins with 0 trades, 0 action. Like it's Launchpads are very, very difficult, you know.
Can I give a maybe somewhat more nuanced take on this than it's either detrimental or like a non-event? The difference between this and what you're talking about on Pump Fund is Alon didn't give a verified special badge and preferential treatment to any of those tokens, right? So like long-term, Cap, to your question, 30 days from now, I don't think it affects anything at all. But in the short term, you know, look, Stockbrokers has had the most momentous wave of attention and liquidity of anything I've seen in the last couple of years, right? And it is important to keep that momentum going as best as you can. And there's going to be bumps in the road, right? But, you know, it's not, I don't think it's a non-event that this didn't really go according to plan, as the token that was definitely given preferential treatment. I mean, they kicked off the clock for the Launchpad for everybody else to have access to based on the time that this launched. It would have certainly been a lot better if this coin had gone better than not, right? For both ecosystems, for both the meme coin and the stockbroker ecosystem. I don't think this even has I don't think this has a shot in hell at killing the stockbroker ecosystem, but it definitely put a damper on the momentum a little bit, you know. I mean, but you know, it is what it is.
Though. I think that's like, I agree. It's not going to impact the stockbroker ecosystem long term. It's a blip that'll be forgotten about. But in that hypothetical, if the token does go to 0, let's say they rug it, and I don't think they're going to do that. They're docs founders. I don't think. But does that kill the CLOCKIN meme for the community? Do people stop posting CLOCKIN if the meme goes? Like, I think that's where not only is it verified, I think where outsiders are viewing it as such an important piece of the community. I don't view it like that. I'm interpreting some others, how they're looking at it from the outside, is like, oh, this is a huge blow because that was their rallying cry, and then it was, you know, a less than perfect launch. Does the meme go away if the token goes to 0?
I don't think the meme goes away. And to be honest, I think, and I'm looking at Cheese's screen right now, I think it's going to be maybe a bit of a tough day in 5 hours. And then I think that's basically the time frame, not even 30 days. I don't think the token goes to 0, first
what
of all.
Mean,
and I also, is that not what that says? A day in 5 hours?
Yeah. Oh, a day in 5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I think as soon as they get the Launchpad opened up to everybody else and there's more coins to look at, I think people will be a lot less fixated on the way that this launch went.
Bro,
yeah,
we show short attention span in the space. Like something's going to change everything. Go ahead, Ken.
But to that point, CLOCKIN was already a thing prior to the meme coin actually launching. You know, if anything, they saw the attention around CLOCKIN and said, hey, let's launch a meme around it. So I don't think it's detrimental to the rally cry. But what, again, you know, to circle back to what's important here is the tech is teching, right? And it's working well. Just looking at CLOCKIN right now, 1.1 mil market cap, $260,000 in liquidity. You know, go on to Pump Fund, go look at coins at $1 million market cap, and you're going to see 50, 60, maybe $70,000 in liquidity on these. Even at a higher market cap, sometimes $4 or $5 million, you might have $100,000 in liquidity. So like what's happening is you're creating thicker liquidity pools for these coins, which ultimately make them more trade friendly from a standpoint that you can actually, you know, put a significant amount of money into these without worrying about the slippage factor, without worrying about, oh, if one person clips out a bag, I'm going to lose 50% of the value of my bag. You know, it's creating thicker liquidity pools, which is a net win for meme coins, because that's a problem with some of these. The reason they're so volatile is because the LPs are so thin that, you know, if one person, a whale dumps, it's going to wreck the chart, right? So like it's solving meme coin problems, you know, and I think the tech side of it, I think it's very novel, you know, and hopefully we'll see more people, you know, lean towards this, because it is a good solution. Now, not everybody's going to be on board with it. Some people like the volatility of memes, but in my personal opinion, I think it's a net win, because, you know, it solves some of the problems that we have in meme coins. So,
well, one of the biggest posts that I've seen, and I would like more clarity on, is the one that Star Platinum put out with the video. And it's clearly somebody's ex DMs. And this is a conversation from the Clocked In account, but the Clocked In account was something else for a team that was apparently launching ticker shrimp. And when you look through this video, like I'm kind of scrolling through it, it's somebody talking to some KOL about how many quote tweets, comments, what the call to action is, and then it immediately goes down to the end and shows the Clock In account, and now it looks like it was rebranded. So, you know, I don't know the history of the team. We know All City from talking to him. Seems like a very nice guy. He's doxed. He's fucking, you know, loved by many apes.
I gotta say, he took all the criticism really well, too.
Yeah.
He didn't get adversarial. He didn't get his back up. I mean, you know, respect for taking it, you know, on the chin.
Yeah, 100%. So like, and I've talked to him in DMs, very nice guy. And so whether or not they had another coin or not before, I don't know. I don't care, but a lot of questions on the timeline. Hopefully they're truthful, answer all these things. And but yeah, we move past it, Cap. I don't, this isn't a defining moment. This is a speed bump for me, because I think there's so many other huge things coming on the Stockbroker launch.
Let me make one comment in regards to that, and like the FUD birds. You know, I told Cheese last night, we were in a back channel talking, and I said, look, if this doesn't go smooth, you know what's going to happen. The FUD birds are circling up in the air above the carcass, waiting for their opportunity to dive in. And I think it's a lot of, you know, people who miss the overall stockbroker play, you know, I think it's cope to a certain extent. You know, I think a lot of people have been waiting for any type of hiccup within this ecosystem to you know, start fudding and you know, because they're coping at the fact that they missed the play. And that's just the reality of the situation. You know, a lot of people sidelined on this project, waiting for anything to happen so they can bring out the pitchforks and rally, you know, and that's just what it is. I don't think this is detrimental to the stockbroker ecosystem whatsoever. I think what Simple Farmer is doing is very novel and innovative, and he's bringing, you know, some innovative tech to a couple sides, obviously the NFT side, the meme coin side. I think it's great. We need more people building stuff like this in general, and get away from just the whole degen mentality, and like actually build products that people want to use and can utilize for the better of crypto in general. So that's just my 2 cents.
Well, what about what Wheel says here in the comments? You cannot ignore the stockbroker price action. This is in direct response to this launch. What did you take there, Kenny?
I mean, yeah, look, if you were
68 mil to 31 mil.
But you also have to remember, a lot of people were in this play from day one, day two, right? Sub $1 million, and it ran all the way up to 60 mil. People are going to take profits naturally. It's understandable. And then if there's a little bit of FUD, people might get a little nervous, but it's just people taking profits. Do I think that it's, you know, an indicator of where this ecosystem is headed? Absolutely not. I think there were a lot of people who are up large amounts of money on this trade that, you know, just started taking profits, and that's natural. You know, no chart is going to only go up. You're going to have retracements, you're going to have pullbacks. It's all part of the game, right?
100%.
Every point that has done really well has had a 70, 60, 70% retrace at one point or another, and then they run back up. So I don't think it's anything crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you want that too, right? You want tokens to change hands. You don't want a guy that's been in from $1 million market cap and has a giant bag that could just one clip wreck everybody, you know, in forever. You want people that were afraid to buy at those highs to have the opportunity to get in too. I mean, somebody having the opportunity to get in at 30 mil or whatever, like now they're looking for 90 mil or 120 mil as their target, right? So they're not going to be as inclined to dump it at you know 70 mil or whatever. You want the changeover of hands of these tokens. So I mean that's why these pullbacks are healthy.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of pullbacks, Tusk put out a good post. Stonk brokers have an activation surge on any and all dips. Smart money sees the big picture. Clock in. And that was 20 plus activated stonk brokers in the last 24 hours. So, Kenny, people are enjoying the dips. They may have multiple stonk brokers. I would advise you not to activate because that means you're taking away from what I am earning.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can we
Whatever.
please cease the activations?
No, but to
Cease
that,
and desist.
geez, to that point though, somebody last week looking at stockbrokers going, man, I am so priced out of this. Today, it's relatively a lot more reasonable to go out and get a stockbroker right now. And to Kyle's point of changing of hands, every dip is an opportunity for a new person to come in. And that's the way, I mean, I've looked at charts and waited for, and specifically charted stuff and said, okay, I'm not bidding till it gets to this number, right?
Yeah.
Or this market cap, because then there's, you know, there's good R&R at that point, buying at the top always isn't the best idea. So like, yeah, I think it's good. It's healthy for the ecosystem and it gives people opportunity and really the ecosystem to grow with as far as like number of users and, new people coming in.
Yep, bro. 4.68 ETH. I mean, people are actively taking WETH offers right now at 3.5 ETH. So like, if you think you missed it and you believe in what Simple Farmer's doing, I mean, with one click of a button, Vlad could follow the Stonkbroker account or follow Simple Farmer, and then this whole thing will flip a script. And then everybody that was talking about this coin will be silenced with, all the bull case scenarios. And they'll be
it's totally
deleting their other
reasonable to think
posts.
that'll happen too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, Stockbroker has been the most viral. That eco has been the most viral mimetic thing across CT in the Robinhood ecosystem, period. I mean, there is no meme coin. Look, I have Cash Cat and Tendies and all these other things. I've got Beans. I've got all these other coins, right? But there's no community that in any of them coins that is like the Stockbroker community. I mean, Simple Farmer and Stockbroker has won the hearts and minds of CT. I think that's apparent,
Yeah. Yep. No, I 100% agree with you. So I don't know, man. If you have the money, get your ass in. If not, just sit back, relax, and don't stress when you see the floor price. I think just run right back up. But people will say, oh, it's bag bias. No,
I'll tell you right now, I don't have a couple days. I knew that this was going to be kind of a pivotal moment in the short term. And I don't remember if it was yesterday or the day before, but I sold all my Stockbroker and rotated into Cash Cat. And that ended up being a good play. And now, to be honest, looking at the charts, it's like, granted, I'm not a TA guy, right? Let me put that out there first. Handel's an idiot for a reason. But it does seem like, I mean, it's a bit of an opportune moment here to perhaps rotate right back into Stockbroker. But look, guys, I think a lot of the reason that a lot of people get so stressed out and emotional about this stuff is because they're like, look, I would say that the Stockbroker ecosystem has attracted a lot of people that maybe were hesitant around meme coins and were more in the like community mindset of NFTs, right? It seems like a safer ecosystem. I think it's probably it's possible that a lot of folks have all their eggs in one basket with the stockbroker ecosystem. They probably have a little bit of Manser, a little bit of Up, a little bit of stockbroker, and probably not much anything outside of the ecosystem. It might be a good idea to allocate some of your liquidity towards something that's not all hinging on the success or failure of a single man, just so that you don't have to be, as emotional about one chart. You know, there's a whole Robinhood ecosystem here outside of just stockbroker is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, I agree. I 100% agree. And we're going to keep seeing coins launch. So if you see some shit that launches and you want to jump in, and guess what? If you think you can do better, fucking send it. Go on the Launchpad and show us what you're working with. And I'm hoping to get this Stonkathon up and running, because maybe that can attract some actual some teams that will listen, and some teams that can bring something new and innovative over to the Launchpad. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. But yeah, enough of that shit. Enough of the clock in. Kenny, how are the markets stabilized after yesterday? Are we still ripping? What's going on? Okay, good.
Sorry, I was on mute.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
Bitcoin's doing its thing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, markets are doing really good. Bitcoin continues to surge up. Currently sitting at 72,365 is where we're at, up another 5.4% on the day. ETH back up over 2,300. Probably one of the best success stories. I mean, look, everybody was grave dancing on Ethereum last cycle. In particular, the Solana boys, they were really grave dancing on ETH, and some grave dance on ETH as well. But ETH performing really well, up another 10.87%, sitting at 23.13. Solana sitting at $87, up 5.8%. Hyperliquid, obviously the Trump presser that he was talking about trying to bring Hyperliquid, legalize Hyperliquid here in the United States, absolutely sent the chart. Yesterday was sitting just under $60 over the past day. It is up 19.10%, up another $11.75 to $73.12. So Hyperliquid looking really, really good here. I'm happy about that. Outside of that, other altcoins performing well. Interesting post I saw this morning from Tyler D talking about like the top gainers on the day. Ironically, a large portion of the top gainers were meme coins. Like looking at the top 10, you had Pepe, which was up about 17%. You had SPX up 22.5%. You also had the official Trump coin up 21%. And then Pump Fund was in the top 10 as well. Outside of that, Hyperliquid and Lighter, two of the perp dexes at 1 and 3. So interesting to see, when the market starts to pump, people love to bid meme coins, because that's where you're going to get the fastest return in a bull market, right? In a meme coin, you're probably going to get your fastest returns. It's a lot more degen, but for ETH to 2x versus a meme coin to 2x, you got to bet on the meme coin hitting a 2x first, especially considering the market caps of where they are and whatnot. It's a lot more of a degen gamble, but that's the reality of the space. People love to gamble. People are degens, and that's what they like to do. So yeah, market looks good. We haven't really had a pullback. Looking at equities, we did have a little bit of a pullback this morning on the stock market. Currently, Dow Jones is down about 445 points. NASDAQ down 250 and the S&P down 32. Gold and silver continue to climb up. Gold up another $30 and silver up $2.60. So that's where we're sitting right now. I think we're going to keep grinding up, hopefully. I've seen some people saying, hey, don't chase the pump. We're going to pull back. I don't necessarily know. If you look, institutional inflows are coming in. The ETFs, I think last week printed the first 5 green days in a row since April of 2026. Bitcoin whales are accumulating $2.6 billion in whale accumulation over the past 60 days. So people could be front running the end of the bear market. We'll just see how things play out over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, the on the NFT side, we had those one NFTs yesterday. Was it Robin with Hat or with Outlaws? What did you make of these things? I'm sharing them now live on stream. This is the CryptoZar guys stuff.
Yeah, I mean, art's objective. I think some of them are cool. Yeah, it's cool, I guess.
Kyle, what was your thoughts on these things?
My thought is Kenny is capping. These things are fucking god awful to look at. But I mean, look, they are cool in the sense of like the 3D whatever renderings of them. I mean, they're technically cool. I just don't think that they're aesthetically cool. You know what I mean? I hate that all these Robin Hood collections all have the same green background. Like, you put cool backgrounds on the NFTs. So many good looking collections, like a good or bad looking NFT hinges on the way that everything comes together with the background and the NFT itself. I just don't like it from a visual perspective. And, but hey, all that aside, I believe the mint was pretty cheap, and I believe they were above 0.1 for quite a while. So what a cook, right? Respect to that for sure.
Yeah. Something with the RH machines. Apparently, they didn't have a royalty enforced contract.
Yeah, they migrated.
They migrated and did they airdrop everyone?
I don't know what they did for the migration. I'm assuming they airdropped everyone. I saw a bunch of fun. People saw the old collection go to zero, and everyone was like, "Oh, they rugged." It's like, do 5 seconds of research, and realize that they migrated.
So here it is, right here, 18 hours ago. Robinhood machine collection airdrop at 7 p.m. EST. We will take a snapshot and airdrop 1 for 1 every Robinhood machine NFT to its owners' wallets. Stop all trading before 7 p.m. EST. You will not receive your machines if purchased after 7 p.m. That was a dumb statement. Stop all trading before 7 p.m. EST, else you will not receive your machines if purchased after 7 p.m. Well, how can they purchase if you stop trading prior to? You get what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense.
I think they're just telling people to stop trading, right?
Well, no, I guess so. Yeah, stop all trading. Why not just stop?
They may not have
shut the trading off.
Maybe they didn't have a contact at OS to get that done. And even if you do, people can trade these on other platforms. So you still have to put an announcement.
Well, that's what happens when you come back after 5 years and don't do shit the whole entire time. You end up getting. You lose all your connections in the space.
Hey man, calm down. Like my Saudis cooked after rugging once.
Well, and that's what I want to
have rugged again. I can't tell, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, my Saudis are in like a quantum state of like Schrodinger's rug or something. I can't tell if they've rugged or not at any given moment. But I did manage to claim a bunch of liquidity out of that ecosystem yesterday. The chart's down egregiously today, and so are all the NFTs. But I'm about even based on what I yielded the first day, so I don't feel any type of way about it. I've still got the Saudis and the rigs. I'm just going to sit on them.
Yeah, but you did pretty well though. Like both you and Kenny did, right?
I think I pulled out a little bit shy of like $400 out of it between 2 rigs and two Saudis. Now, whether they do something else, they implied that the Saudis would do something in the ecosystem. So I don't know. Maybe they've got another catalyst in the works. Maybe they just want you to think they have another catalyst in the works, right? You never do know. Like I said, it's kind of Schrodinger's rug until we open the box. We will not know if it's a gleaming shooting star or a Persian rug. We'll find out.
Yeah, no, we will. I have another tweet pinned up at the top. This is from Ali. It's talking about the top NFT releases worth having on your radar. Obviously, Hollows, his project number 1. Bold's PFPs, really want to try and get fucking whitelist for that. Unvault, which seems like every brand in the space has some access to. Original Bloix, Chog. I haven't seen that one. I have to check that out. Rec Traders is minting tomorrow.
I think Chogs was a Monad NFT, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, that's a Monad NFT.
Yeah. Yep, there it is. Bridge between Robinhood and Monad. Kyle, you probably had a whole big bag of those and then sold them.
No, I only had a couple NFTs off Monad. I can't remember what they were.
You have Rec Traders that's coming tomorrow. Wasteland, which I am actively trying to get these guys. Bro, they're only following 52 people. They follow me, okay? I'm DMing the shit out of these people, not getting any responses, but they followed me the other day, and I'm like, bro, It's like
That art is cool.
art is really dope. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm really hoping we can get something going on with them guys because it's I mean, who knows what the ecosystem will do, but I personally I think the art's really cool.
Yeah. Parasites by Peter Jaworowski. And then we got Cashmere Labs. What was that? Orange Nation. Fucking is that pandas? Bro, my daughter. Oh, no, that's like a gorilla. Look at that guy. And then yeah, I
It's
don't
an
know.
orangutan cheese. It's Orangu Nation, my brother.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
Oh, look at this shit. These look pretty cool. Yeah, well, no. If you see this face right here, this is, if you ever seen the movie, the fuck was it? God damn it, there's two of them. Any parent would know what I'm talking about.
You're not thinking of Kung Fu Panda or whatever,
no, not Kung Fu Panda. It's another one. It's where all these animals are doing like a talent show, and I can't remember the fucking name of it, but it looks like the main ape in that kid's show. And Sing 1 and Sing 2, and this looks like the gorilla's face.
Blame it on your kid. I get it.
No.
Don't admit that that's your favorite movie of all time. I understand.
Bro, I love watching.
Bet you know all the words to all the songs.
I love watching Disney movies with my daughter. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that. So yeah, check all these out. Zach XBT's putting out. Oh no, that's fucking different Zach. I was like, what? Hold on. Zach's putting out a fucking, and then this Bufos. What do you think of this one?
I think the Bufos art is cool too, to be honest. I think it's different, right? It's unique. I think it's I don't know. I like the colors. I like it. It's simple, but I think it's well done. Anymore, I can't tell if anything's AI or not anyway. So it's just like,
I know. It's so
does it
hard.
look cool? I think it looks cool.
Yeah, so hard. But yeah, so Kenny, your card wall, didn't you get airdropped a card yesterday?
Yeah, I did. It was a pretty dope card. I can't remember the name of it.
It was a Zapdos. I know damn well Kenny Powers don't know no Pokemon. It was a Zapdos card.
There you go. Yeah, valued at $135. Rained into my wallet. But here's the cool part about Cardwall. As of this morning, I don't know if you saw, but the killing went live this morning. So basically, this I'll explain it. So they put out a post this morning, who cracks first, the killing is live, but with a twist. One good flip could cover the cost of the membership. Pokemon and One Piece fans are up first. Charizard, Luffy, and Nami. Am I saying that right?
Luffy and Nami. But yeah.
Nami? Okay, yeah. Welcome to the game. Chicken. Every slab list price falls by the minute for 3 days straight. Starts at 125% of market. Bottoms out at 75%. But members cut through the floor up to 44% below market. You pay in wall, 100% of it burns. 5-star rarities and fortress activations are king. Nobody cracks. It goes to the vault for rain. The clock is already running. So that was 3 hours ago. Just got a tweet. It's emptied. And that was like within 3 hours, the first 5 cards sold to the tune of 2.76 million a wall. That was used to purchase these cards. And that 2.76 wall is burned. So they just burned about somewhere around $3,000 out of the ecosystem or out of the supply of wall. This is pretty cool. It's a novel thing. And again, this is why I think it's going to really attract the card connoisseurs, the TCG or, Pokemon, One Piece, these connoisseurs, because that's a great opportunity to be able to buy these cards below value, right? And then turn around and flip them if you want, or hang on to them. So I think it's a really cool idea. Obviously, the first drop went really well. It sold out in less than 3 hours as the time came down. So yeah, I'm really curious to see how this goes into the future.
So does it give the value, or like how does it determine?
Well, the card has a dollar amount on it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I'm seeing the wall amount. So this one was sold for 189,000 wall, 226, 1.29 million for the Charizard, 680 K for another Charizard EX. And then the last Charizard was 377,000 on this 2020 Charizard.
Yeah, that Charizard sold for $1,262. But I don't I'm not sure what the actual price on this card is. I'm assuming it's above that number. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. I think it's a cool fucking thing that I think a lot of, collectors are going to want to jump into the wall. It's just a matter of, getting the information out there. Obviously, a new project, the awareness of it isn't that great outside of the stockbroker ecosystem. But I think once it crosses over into the collector arena, I think a lot of those collectors are going to come over and jump into this project.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you can buy these things for a massive discount if you have a NFT, which is really fucking cool, bro. And then turn around and you can go flip it right back on cards, or on collector crypt.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it's not a bad play. Then you have stuff getting you have token getting burned. How do they, is 100% of the token burn, you said?
Yeah, 100% of the wall that is raised on these drops is getting burned.
Then how does the brand make money by giving away cards for discounted price? And then I don't get that. How are you making money there if you're not even keeping some of the wall or some of the token for yourself?
Yeah, I can't answer that question.
They're selling your data to the CIA, brother. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, at some point there has to be a model where
but once
money coming in.
Once the gotcha machine is up and running, they're going to be making tons of revenue off of that. So these are probably just promotional runs to get more awareness around it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Probably the best thing I saw yesterday, obviously the KYC collection from Jack Butcher. These things minted for $1. $1 got as high as, I want to say, almost 0.5, right?
Yeah, bro, $1, and they did get up to 0.5. Like, that was fucking nuts. KYC is what it was called.
Right.
Yeah, and I had seen some guys talking about it early on, and they were like in the 0.05 range. I didn't even look into it. I didn't see that it was Jack Butcher. And I may have even grabbed a few of these things. What I had held all the way up here to 0.49, that's where the top sale was. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, 0.1955 ETH. And yeah, pretty fucking wild, bro. Pretty insane. So it apparently has some other collections coming out. But I seen a post where somebody was like, oh, well, nobody's riding Jack Butcher's ass about his 900th collection that he's launched, So
yeah, but to be fair, this was a dollar mint, right? It's not like he did this to raise much money. I think the collection's 555. Am I correct on that number?
Yes. Yeah, 565.
Or 565. Small exclusive collection. I mean, he made $565 off of launching this thing. He didn't do it for the money. I don't think he does it for the money. I think he does it for the art. And yeah, it's well received by Jack Butcher fans. Obviously, they're sitting, with a floor price of damn near $455 right now. So, holding relatively well after running all the way up to $1,000. So
yeah. The Fuego NFTs, Kyle, they're maintaining, bro. Still 0.05. Like, what's the deal there?
I have a really cool one. I might PFP it for a little bit because I just like them. I mean, look, man, Fuego is they're not directly linked to the Lighter team, but they are kind of accepted as the, Lighter official PFP. The Lighter Vlad bro has a Fuego PFP on, right? I believe they're integrating into Robinhood somehow or another. I mean, look, this whole ecosystem hinges on like trading competitions and stuff. And I'm not a trader. So to be honest, I minted these because I think they're cool. And I had access to the whitelist. I haven't read and done all that much research, but I'm going to probably try to. I know you can delegate your stack of NFTs to somebody if you're not a great trader. And I'm going to probably be hollering at one of our bros in the background to, hold it down for me at some point. But yeah, I don't see any reason why these won't do well. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hyperliquid's killing it, but it's Lighter is here as a competitor, and competition in the market is not just good, but I would say necessary, right? So
Yeah. And you only hold the one though, right? One or two?
No, I've got 3 of them right now. I minted
okay.
5 of them originally. These rocketed up a couple times to like almost 0.1. And I've traded a few of them. I don't have any of the original 5. I actually have 3 pretty nice ones now as they go. So, and I'm just holding on to them. If they go for a moonshot, I'll probably sell 1 or 2 of them. I'll probably keep the one with the tuxedo, because it's like I've got one that's got a particularly snarky grin and a tuxedo on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they continue to cook. Kenny, there was another project that launched yesterday, and I'm trying to find it. I don't think it was a Robinhood project, but what was it? God dang it. It ran up pretty good. I think it hit like 0.05 ETH, and now I'm not seeing it. I thought it was an ETH one. Shit. I don't know where it's at. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It was like 3 words to the collection, but it did really well yesterday. Oh, I had just seen it. So maybe it was ETH. And then these Quantrons did well as what's up?
I was just gonna say, while we're on NFTs, do you guys does the rarity have anything relevant in Mansers? Because there's a couple of like really high ranking rarities on their Manser floor right now.
No, rarity
Just
doesn't
a shout
matter.
out.
It's
There's
just,
like rank 156 is like, a few dollars more than the floor right now. If anybody's looking to get into Manser.
Well, something I want to bring up, and Chris Matterin, what the fuck am I searching Chris Matterin on OpenSea for? I don't need him there. Chris Matterin had tweeted yesterday that something is coming. And of course, when the CTO of OpenSea says something is coming, what does everybody believe is happening? Airdrop.
Well, I saw at least one account try to attribute this to being the reason why the Manser team delayed. What did they delay? The new version of the DEX or something? But I know what you're going for here, which is the airdrop, right?
No, well, that's what everybody else insinuated. But then that's what I was leading to, because you brought up Manser.
Okay.
Then Zach Brenner, who is also on the team, works under Chris. He has a Manser PFP. He commented on it, and then so did Michael. So yeah, something could be coming, some type of partnership with Manser and OpenSea.
I did see the Manser quote tweet that saying something is coming. So yeah, the sleuths are out trying to make, connect the dots. Whether or not it is, that would be fucking awesome if it is. But look, what I will tell you about the DEX, a lot of cool features, TWAPing, you can set limit orders on stuff. Michael's building a good product. So, I thought it was going to be native to Robinhood, but who knows? If it is integrated, that would be insane. I don't know. We'll see.
A lot of these products end up starting out on one chain and then they go multi-chain because that's just the obvious direct. Look at the thing that comes to mind is Aborian, right? Aborian launched on Abstract, and you could say, oh yeah, but then Abstract lost motion or something. But they went multi-chain well before people started to like move their collections off Abstract or whatever. So I don't know, man. I think it's an obvious move to go multi-chain once you get off the ground. Start simple and build, expand.
Yeah. But one thing I wanted to point back to with Stonkbroker's ecosystem is that they did announce a partnership, and I believe it's going to be having something to do with the AI agents with normies. They also announced a partnership with something coming with Good Vibes Club. And I would imagine Simple Farmers talking to several other brands. He's mentioned Chimpers. He's mentioned a few other ones, and they're escaping right off the top of my head. I can't remember all of them, but there's a lot of shit that's still yet to come. He says we're still in phase 1, and I'm pumped still. No matter what the floor price is, I'm pumped to see what's coming here.
Wait, is it Cap? Aren't you launching? Are you going to be launching something through the Anvil AMM? Am I correct on that? Or
He was. Now he's moving to base since all the FUD started.
okay.
That was my thinly veiled questions on Clock. No, yes, I am. So I am. We will be launching an NFT collection.
Let's go.
Plan is through Anvil AMM. Just we're going to continue to build in public. Actually, going to have a segment tomorrow on our show. You know, the as far as building in public, but yeah, the plans as of now would be to leverage and launch inside of Anvil. Yes.
Yeah, brother. I'm sorry. I don't get to your space very often. Unfortunately, it's early in the morning for me. I'm typically still in bed. These guys know me. I'm rolling out of bed maybe 20 minutes before this space starts. So, I wish I could be, but I am going to try to make sure I pop in there more often. Try to wake myself up a little bit earlier. But, when you're a, bachelor, you got nothing, you don't have a job, life is good. You just tend to go at a different pace at this point.
Kenny Bauer's just flexing all over us right now, dude. Holy shit.
That's why I'm trying to lean away from the CLOCKIN meme. I'd like us to rebrand because I was really getting excited about telling people I'm just a stay-at-home boyfriend, and if I got to clock in, it kind of cancels that out.
Kind of cancels it out. What if Simple Farmer rebrands the whole thing, gets rid of the CLOCKIN narrative, and goes with like the water cooler or something like that? Like everybody has to meet at the water cooler, or fucking we got you like something office spacey. Where's the stapler? And you got to go.
Can we all stop talking about pivoting away from the clock?
No, I know.
Some of us still have bags, brother. Some of us are
still fucking bags. What you talking about?
Believing, my brother in Christ.
Yeah, I've still got them. I'm trying to put out a bully leavish post right now. So no, either way, man, I'm fucking ready to go. Yeah, somebody just DM me and said gay. Well, I would say his name, but I don't want to out the guy that's even gayer. So, than what he just told me. But anyways, Kenny, what else do we have for the day, man? I know I have some other shit pinned up there for anyone that has a Pudgy Penguin mystery box. Make sure you get that redeemed by September 2nd. Otherwise, you don't get it. But you can either have it ripped on Daily Live. I think they're going to do one last stream, or you can have that shipped to your house. The other thing I wanted to bring up, and these are super fucking dope. I don't even know if they've actually traded or not. But Kenny, I don't know if you've seen these either, but TokenWorks launched these 111 PFPs. Did you see these?
Kim Jong?
I did.
Yeah, do you see the Kim Jong-un? Bro, these are so great. Yeah. Cap, what'd you make of these? Did you see these yet or no?
I did not see these. What is it?
The tweet's pinned up at the top. It's from TokenWorks. It's 111. It's FWA or whatever PFPs, and basically they awarded these to basically the highest depositors, and also you had an opportunity to be able to grab these. It's a pretty in-depth little read there from what he ended up doing, but each NFT will be priced at 0.25 ETH, with all ETH proceeds automatically used to buy and burn FWA. But bro, these things are awesome. Like the Kim Jong-un one is pretty good.
They are cool looking. They look like plushies stuffed into a box that's not quite big enough, but
yeah,
they're cool looking. The art is. How big is this supply?
111.
It's small. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. When you said I missed that. When you said the price, I know my eyes got wide, but that makes more sense for I guess.
So he said we've snapshotted the top 100 all-time depositors and purchasers, as well as TokenWorks Season 2 NFT holders, given 420 wallets the first opportunity to support the collection. Under the FWA launch rules, if the collection is not fully backed within 7 days, it will not launch. So I believe you have to mint it and then back it to put it in for the new season that's coming. So backing will go live this weekend. If all goes well, he tagged Sterling Crispin, will launch the Save Ethereum next week as the first official FWA launch. So yeah, man, we'll see what this turns out to be, but he is he's cooking over there with TokenWorks. But yeah, these are pretty cool. I did want to share that one. Trying to think what else I had pinned up there at the top. Sometimes I bookmark shit and don't pin that up there, but I think that was kind of it. OpenSea, they are doing another mobile video. I talked to my daughter yesterday. We're going to try and get something worked out where we're going to do a video for this. I don't know what the fuck we're going to do. But 3 winners. You get a doodle, an MFer, or a genuine undead. Excited to see them include genuine undead there. To enter, post your clip, tag OpenSea, use hashtag OSMobile in your post. 1 account, 1 entry, no dupes. So there's that.
It's really cool that they're using a genuine undead. Dude,
Yeah.
put some spec on the undeads, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my point.
Actually, one of my favorite collections, so that's cool, man. I love to see a collection with a community that like has stuck around through it all, like actually get some spec put on them, man. So that's cool.
Yeah, and then what is the other thing? Speaking of genuine undead, before we end the show, you have 1 day left to get content on the timeline tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST during the genuine undead space. Someone is going to win a Pengu NFT. The tweet is pinned up at the top on how you can win that. And you do not want to miss out. All you got to do is make some cool content. That's it. And we're going to be judging that. Well, I'll be judging that. I have some pretty strong contenders in there. And one dropped yesterday, and I was pretty dope. So, but anybody can win. You don't have to have a GU. But to get your hands on a little pudgy penguin is a pretty big prize. So shout out to the GU intern for giving that away. But yeah, other than that, man, that's all I got. That is it.
I didn't really have anything, to be honest. I had a busy day at work yesterday, and I was just locked in all day trying to figure out the clock-in thing. So yeah, I didn't really pick up on anything else either.
Nice. Well, don't forget to mint your rec trader tomorrow. That starts at 12 p.m. EST. So if you do have
0.02,
0.02, yeah. And
Yeah.
if you have any type of phase, you definitely will remind everybody tomorrow. You definitely do not want to be late for first come, first serve. If you have that, because yeah, I think it's gonna sell out rather quickly. Seeing a lot of people giving shit out, you know what I mean? So yeah, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, all right, cool. Everybody have a fantastic day, and yeah, we will be back tomorrow.
Thanks for coming through, Cap. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, Cap. Thank you, bro.
Thanks for having me, guys.